Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, the topic that I wanted to talk about in today's video is being MGTOW at the workplace. See, MGTOW is like Fight Club, if you've ever seen that movie. You don't talk about it. That's just the way it is. Because you have the white knights and the manginas at the workplace. The simps, and they'll get offended, they'll try to get you in trouble. Then you have the women at the workplace, and they'll try to get you in trouble for talking about it. You just don't talk about it at work. You don't try to tell other guys about it, you don't try to tell women about it, you don't try to tell anybody about it at the workplace. Now also, in your personal life, it's not the best thing to discuss that topic with your family. It's not the best topic to discuss with your friends. It's not the best topic to discuss with really anybody. You see, the only way for other guys to learn is the hard way. That's the only way for them to learn. As you try to tell them about it when they're blue pilled, they won't believe you. And in today's politically correct America, you just don't talk about it. Now, being on the internet, that's one thing. Whenever you have an audience of people that stumble across it and learn about it, or an audience of people that already hold those views, it's one thing on the internet whenever you have anonymity. But it's a completely different story in real life. Because if you go talking about it with your family, then that's obviously going to be a topic that will drive a wedge between you and your family. I mean, people just don't understand this kind of thing until they've learned it the hard way. And when I say people, I mean other men. At the workplace, don't be a gent. Don't do any of those classical things that men used to do for women out of courtesy or respect. You don't compliment them. You don't hold the door open for them. You don't open their car door open for them, etc. See what I'm talking about here? You don't do any of those kinds of things. Because when you do, you're going to put yourself in a bad boat, so to speak. You're going to draw negative attention to yourself. I mean, you're going to make yourself vulnerable to these women to do the sexual harassment bullshit or any other kind of thing under the sun, any false story you can imagine. In today's MeToo era, about anything is possible. So how you survive the MeToo era in the workplace is you fly underneath the radar. You keep business, you don't use profanities at the workplace, you don't talk about your personal life, you don't small talk, you don't flirt with women, you don't be a gent to these women, you just keep it business, keep it professional with these women. Keep it professional, keep it business with these men, because the vast majority of the men at the workplaces are simps. I'm sorry, but it's true. So you don't tell them any of that, because MGTOW's like Fight Club. You just don't talk about it. That's one rule of Fight Club. You don't talk about it. Well, that's the one rule with MGTOW. You don't talk about it with anybody at the workplace. You don't talk about it with anybody, period. Your family, your friends, etc. If you get me. You just don't do it. Because then, now what you've done is made yourself vulnerable to these other people. And these other people can try to get you in trouble. They can try to get you fired. They can try to get you arrested. They can try to do this or try to do that. I mean, you just don't talk about it. See, on the internet, we still at least have anonymity if we take the right precautions and reduce the chances of it impacting our personal life and our work life, if you get me. So, how you survive today's MeToo era workplace is you just ghost. That's how you do it. Now, me, personally, I'm what y'all would call a MGTOW monk, but at the same time, I live life like a ghost, so to speak. You know, I don't talk about this stuff with anybody in real life, because whenever you do that, then you make yourself vulnerable and you're at that other person's mercy. Now, you don't say bad things about your coworkers, you don't talk about your coworkers, you just don't do any of that. There's one thing that people like to do, and this is something that happens without fail at the workplace, is if you say bad things about a coworker, then that other coworker is going to go up to that coworker you're saying bad things about and tell them that you're bad mouthing them, tell them what you said and everything, just petty stuff like that, try to get you in trouble. So it just causes problems. You just don't talk about coworkers, you don't talk about marriage, relationships, vulgar jokes, personal life things. You don't talk about anything work related is the best way I have to put it, to just summarize it up in the shortest possible fashion. So that's how you survive today's MeToo era workplace. And if you're not known for using profanities, if you're not known for flirting, if you're not known for dating coworkers and all this other stuff, then whenever you have that woman making a false claim about you, then there's going to be that thought in the back of the mind of the people that woman's bad mouthing you to, trying to get you in trouble. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like you. So then what will happen is you'll at least have the fighting chance of being able to fight it and being able to keep your job, or at least get leave on your own terms and go somewhere else. You just be a hard worker, do your job, best of your ability, go above and beyond your duty, that kind of stuff, and keep your head down and your chin up. And that's the way to do it. You don't talk about anything that's not work related. If you have people asking you things, then just tell them that you're uncomfortable talking about that and just leave it at that. You always want to maintain that metaphorical Berlin Wall whenever you're dealing with your coworkers. I mean, you don't tear down that wall, so to speak. That metaphorical Great Wall of China. You just don't tear it down. You keep it up. And if you have them, say, asking you, are you married, are you dating, this, that, topics like that, or anything else that's not work related, you just tell them, I'm not comfortable talking about that. And just leave it at that. And they'll catch the drift and they'll back off a little bit. See, whenever you don't do that, then there's a chance you might offend that person, and then it causes problems for you. Or if you give in and tear down that wall, so to speak, start talking about it, then you just made yourself vulnerable to that person, and they'll just spread those rumors around about you. See, there's one thing that happens at the workplace, and that's the gossip network. You tell anybody anything, then they start telling all the other people because they got that hive mentality, that herd mentality, so to speak. Bear in mind that anything you tell any coworker is going to get spread around to all these other coworkers up there at your workplace. So you're protecting yourself by keeping that metaphorical Berlin Wall up, so to speak. You just don't talk about anything that's not business related. And I just wanted to address that. Now another thing is I made a video last night and tried uploading it. It ended up getting rejected. Then I tried again 2 more times this morning, and it got rejected. The trouble is I didn't do that verification thing that YouTube has you do. Trouble is the video is longer than 15 minutes, and I hadn't done that verification thing. I mean, I didn't even know about it because I'm new to making videos. But now that I got that sorted, it should be uploading here sometime this afternoon or tonight. And that video is about red pill stories in the Bible. But anyways, back to this video. You don't talk about politics, religion, vulgar jokes, anything like that, marriage, relationships, etc. You just don't talk about it. Don't hang out with your coworkers on the outs, so to speak. After shift, you just don't go hanging out with them. See, at my previous workplace, you had these guys that like to go out to the bar with each other after shift. But people that do that dig their own grave, because then if you have a falling out with that person, now you're vulnerable to them. They can try to get you in trouble. It's another thing I wanted to discuss in this video. You just don't do that. I mean, you leave work at work and home at home. I once had it explained to me this way by someone I used to know. Whenever you go to work, you leave your home monkey right at the door, put on your work monkey, go to work, get the job done, and whenever your shift is over, you leave your work monkey at the door, you put your home monkey on, you go to home, take care of your personal life stuff, and repeat. And that's just the expression that was used, maybe not word for word, but for the most part, what I remember this guy telling me. And he's right. You got to separate the two different lives you have right there, the work life and the home life. You got to separate it. And you got to really watch your back, because there's so many different people that'll try to take advantage of you at the workplace, to try to manipulate you, to try to get you in trouble. You know, the vast majority of the people at the workplace these days are backstabbers. Don't ever think people at the workplace are your friend. Anyways, with that covered, cheers.